how you feel whenever you're trying to change a habit. At first, you're motivated and energized, imagining this brand new version of yourself. But after a few days, things start to slip. You tell yourself things like, I'm too tired. I've got too much going on right now. I'll get to it later. One day off won't matter, and before you know it, you've given up on your habit, you're back on the couch watching YouTube. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Of course, I think watching YouTube can be a great time, but if you want to make lasting changes to your habits, you have to understand your brain's negativity bias. Negativity bias is your brain's tendency to focus more on negative experiences or outcomes more than positive ones. It actually evolved as a survival mechanism. Our ancient human ancestors who assumed that a rustling in the grass was a dangerous snake versus a harmless bunny rabbit were more likely to survive. So over time, the human brain evolved to have negativity bias in order to prioritize our survival through 3 key strategies. Number 1 is conserving energy. In case we need it later to escape a predator, our brain's natural inclination is to try to conserve energy wherever possible. This is one of the reasons why it can be so hard to get started, and whenever we think about changing our habits, we often feel the onset of exhaustion. Strategy for survival number 2 is avoiding pain. Whether it's physical pain or emotional pain, our brains try to steer us away from anything that might hurt us. And survival strategy number 3 is seeking pleasure. Once we've ensured our survival by conserving energy and avoiding pain, our brains naturally seek out pleasure to celebrate surviving another day. This is why it feels relaxing to enjoy a good TV show or movie after the end of a long day of work, but it doesn't feel so good when we are watching those things in order to avoid doing something. If you want to learn more about my unique strategies for overcoming procrastination, you can check out this series of videos. Negativity bias is the force behind these survival strategies. It's what tells your brain to conserve energy by lying down instead of going for that run. It makes you avoid pain by resisting anything that asks you to step outside of your comfort zone. And it'll push you towards things that provide instant gratification, like scrolling through your phone instead of working on that new habit. Let's say you've decided to start writing every morning before work. In the beginning, you feel super motivated, but by day 3, you wake up feeling a little bit tired, and that's when negativity bias kicks in. Your brain is going to start to offer you thoughts like, I'm just too exhausted today. Missing one day won't hurt. Then maybe the next day you start to spiral even further, and your brain offers you thoughts like, I'm not even a good writer, so what's the point? And before you know it, you've abandoned your new habit altogether. Negativity bias makes it feel safer to avoid doing something new or difficult, whether it's asking someone out for coffee, launching your own business, or starting on that creative project of your dreams. Once you understand negativity bias, you've unlocked a pretty big piece of the puzzle. But what can you do to overcome your brain's natural propensity towards negativity? The next step is learning how to overcome its influence. And that's where self-trust comes in. The key to sustainable habit change isn't more discipline. It's self-trust and self-compassion for those inevitable moments when you run into obstacles or difficulties. Self-trust is the story you tell yourself about how you show up in the world, especially when you stumble. Rewriting that story through small, tangible steps is how you overcome your brain's natural tendency to conserve energy, avoid pain, and seek pleasure, and instead build a life that fills you with a sense of pride in your accomplishments. It's all about the story you're telling yourself about those survival strategies, what it means for you to conserve energy, to avoid pain, and to seek pleasure. This is the path that I took to overcome my brain's natural tendency towards negativity bias and to start to pursue my own creative dreams. In my next video, I'm going to show you how to build self-trust and to quiet your brain's natural negativity bias so that you can move forward with your wildest dreams. So be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.